Hey, here we go. How's it going? It's currently September 3rd, 1:13 p.m. Tuesday. I got to go to the doctor at 4, so I ain't gonna go on a bike ride today, cause if I go on a bike ride, I ain't gonna remember the doctor and get on all kinds of trouble. So yesterday I rode my bike 30.1 miles. I rode my bike up to Altona, up North Boulder, North Altona, the Green Bar Restaurant. Took a left way up to Jamestown, had water. Then I went up the other canyon to try to go to Ward. I was gonna try to go to Ward. Maybe a little bit. I went a little bit farther than the turnoff on Lee Hill, and then I saw a bunch of clouds, thunder clouds. Didn't have any jacket. That was my excuse to turn around. I was already starting to get tired. Went up. Lee had trouble getting up it because it's steep, and then I realized towards the top I wasn't even in the easiest gear, bonehead. But yeah, I managed to get up it without putting my foot down, coast back into town, and it was 2 hours and 16 minutes, I was totally wasted. 30 miles, I thought it would have been more than that. Let's see how much climbing, does it say how much climbing? Elevation. Because I didn't connect it to Strava yet. I have to connect this to Strava, but I just burnt out. I'm way too... well, that's what the profile looked like. But what's the actual, numbers, though? 20.51 miles, but it was 30 miles. 67.48 feet. Whatever, dude. Oh, that's where I was in the thing. Oh, you can, scroll, and it tells you how high you were at different spots. I didn't even know that. I'm gonna play that game. Anyway, so I came back, and I wanted to go to the gym, but I was way too tired. I was wasted. I did manage to stretch for a half hour before I go in on my ride. That's what I'm gonna do from now on, is stretch for a half hour, because I might, for the first month, I'm not probably gonna have the energy to stretch at the end of the ride. I won't have enough energy or brain power to do anything. I'll basically just be sitting here. There won't be anything in my dick either. I'll be totally dead. I'll be like Jabba the Hutt. I won't even want to watch anything. Just be sitting here trying to eat and drink Gatorade. But anyway, so that's what I did yesterday. I was stronger yesterday than I was so far this year. So I'm getting stronger. I was stronger than the day before. So, and I was going to go on a ride today, but I wasn't able to sleep until sunrise. It was 6. I looked out, it was full on daytime, and then that's when I fell asleep, because this happens every single day. But then my mom called me at 10:30, at 10, and said she wanted me to help her. So at 10:30 I went over there. So I slept from 6 to 10:30. Well, I slept from 6 to 9:30, but then I was in bed for an hour. But, so I got out, I was in bed from 6 to 10:30, asleep, relaxing. Because all that last night, I saw a little bit of a clip of Madame Web, and I could have seen it on Netflix. But I don't watch movies anymore. So I was spending all night long watching narcissist videos. And this one guy, the Royal We, that's how narcissists talk, by the way. They say, I've heard that from people complaining to me. We don't like it, that we, I'm like, oh my God, dude. But yeah, he was talking about his narcissistic father and giving all these stories of narcissists, and yeah, I'm like, yep, that's spot on. I knew a kid who was full-blown narcissist. He's how I met my wife in Chile, this American kid in Chile, but dude, to a T. I love watching those videos. And just all different people talking about it. But anyway, and I didn't really come from the most healthy family. There wasn't narcissism, but there was alcohol. But we'll talk about that later. And maybe it had overlapped, I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, I went over to my mom's house, and she wanted me to dig up all of the dirt in her front yard. I was impressed. She was able to pull up as much as she could. She was all tired. I'm like, damn it, I hope you're tired. Took all of the plants out of the dirt and put them in this box, but she wasn't strong enough. I guess she and her neighbor went, because she's an old lady too, weren't strong enough to break up the dirt with shovels so that they could pick out all the roots so they won't keep growing back every summer. So I did that for like 20 minutes with her, but we got into an argument before that because I was complaining that she didn't know how to find my website, my Atlantis, and she's like, so I went to show her. I'm like, I'm going to show you how it's depixelated. And so I showed her, and I'm like, what the fuck? You can see it again. They pixelated Atlantis, you guys. They pixelated Atlantis. Check it out. This will blow your fucking mind. And if this doesn't blow your mind, don't ever speak to me again. Life's too short to hang out with idiots like you. Check this out. Oh, everything's falling apart over on my end. All right, here we go. So Platimus Maximus, here I'll show you. This is my website. Now he says, here, Temple of Poseidon's own temple, which was a stadium in length, okay? Half stadium in width, uh-oh. Okay, here's where your mind's gonna get blown. So, a stadium in length, half stadium in width. Half stadium is 92.5 meters, and a Greek stadium, an Athenian stadium, where Plato was from, is 185 meters. Okay? Damn, dude, can you guys stop making noise? It's falling all, making all kinds of noise over there. I don't need that right now. So, check this out. 185 meters. Alright. That's this one. Now look at the other one though. 93 meters! Right? So that's how big Platimus Maximus dictateth, but look at this. There, here, this isn't even zoomed in all the way. Let me get my mouse. Actually, the mouse fucking doesn't work right now. My computer's dying. Check this out. Okay, check this fucking shit out. So from there to there is 92.5 meters, half stadium. From there, here we'll do the thing again. Why do I not see anything? Oh, you have to zoom out. Goddamn bastard. Just a sec. This is over the sea. When it's over the sea, the stuff doesn't work as well. What the fuck? Now I can't see it at all. Thank you. God, I sure had to zoom out a lot. Alright. That's because it's over the sea. So, look. Alright? Now I can see that line. I don't know if you have the brain power for that. That's clearly a square building, dude. Look at the little circles from the excavating. Look at the right angle. Now, check this out. That's the Temple of Poseidon, right? What the fuck do you think that is? That's a pyramid. And you want to guess how big that pyramid is? Same exact size as the pyramid of Chichen Itza in Mexico. There's the pyramid. There's a pillar around here too, because he was talking about a pillar. There's the Temple of Poseidon. Now you know how I found that? Watch this. Hey, good on you guys for pixelating this again. We were barreling down fucking fascism. People making decisions for everybody else. You don't own the fucking satellites. You would have been in big trouble. Whoever did that would have been in real big trouble. So look at this. You see that circle? It's part of it. Here, I'll show you the circle. Alright, check this out. There's the big circle. There's the big circle. Right? Little circle. Or one little circle. That's the circle. Big circle. Big circle. Big circle. This is what drives me crazy about people. I haven't gotten a single person to agree with me on this. Little circle. My mom says she agreed, but that's my mom. I didn't do mother's count. So what's in the middle of the little circle? And I did this mathematically, okay? Like measuring it. I didn't do it eyeballing it. Well, fancy that. Case. Whoa, actually, case not closed. Check it out. So then they said the city was 14.8 kilometers from the sea. Okay. Damn, this computer is slow. See what I mean? This is what I have to deal with every day. A computer that and when I type, I have to wait like 3 or 4 fucking 5, 6, 30 seconds just for the words to appear. So let's just sit around and wait. Alright, there we go. Look at that, dude. Bing! 80 stadia. That's about the frickin' wall. 13.3 kilometers, alright? Are you idiots still not convinced? Because sometimes, like, a UFO can land on people's freaking front yards and they're like, whoa, that's not UFO, that was Elon Musk. Now they didn't for some reason they didn't pixelate over Atlantis, but they did pixelate over this. There is a trench from hell. Check out this trench from hell. Okay. Now this trench from hell, it really is way more pronounced than that. Like you can actually see the rivets because they pixelated again, but not completely. You can see the mask. Here, I'll show you. Yeah, there you go. You see it? It's a perfectly circled mask that they put over here to block, so that you can't see certain things. But for some reason, good on you guys, you pixelated the actual city again. So we've got democracy back. People realize that this doesn't belong to you. It belongs to us. You idiots. Alright, now check this out. Fucking fascist dictators. So look, this is the city, this is it. 550 stadia. I mean, 3,000 stadia is 550 kilometers, which is that. 2,000 stadia is 350 kilometers, which is that. They said it was a south-facing island, meaning most of the juicy stuff was in the south, on the nice big plain on the south. They talked about a 1,400 kilometer canal. That's the canal from the mountains over here. 14 kilometers from the ocean. We looked at that. Christopher Columbus landed on that island. So if you just go due west, just following the wind, you go smack dab in the Atlantis. That's how they would get there. They had a bay in the middle. The mountains in the north is how they said. Surrounded by many other islands is what he said. He also said, and right next to it were the biggest continents of the entire planet that stretched the entire planet. North and South America. It was all mentioned by Plato, if you look at my Atlantis video, alright? So are we clear now? Have we understood that that is where Atlantis is, 100%? That's the building? That's why those holes are there? Somebody dug out the statues, or they're just remnants of the basement they had in the building, but that's it, 100%. Thank you for turning it back on, you guys, but you should turn it back on even more, the way it was before. I've got screen captures to prove that it was better before. So anyways, that's what I'm up to. Yeah, so I think what I'm going to do is right now is go to the... I'm going to stretch for a half hour. I start my day stretcher for a half hour, and then I'm going to go to the gym, and then I'm going to... I don't know if I'll ride my bike or drive. I'm still being kind of lazy. To the doctor's appointment, and I want to have them tell me if I have testicular cancer, because there's this like rock inside of my testicles, not attached to the testicle, floating around freely, but it's a freaking rock. I'm like, oops. It's like the size of a large tonsil stone, and it was like the size of a small tonsil stone last week, so Like I couldn't barely find it before, and now I can. It's as easy as pie to find, and so that's the main thing. And I guess maybe if they give me blood work or whatever. This is just part of my new insurance plan. New billing, new doctor, new everything. So I would have gone on a ride today, but the problem was, yeah, I don't have time. I probably forget, and also I'm like tired. But I was like still recovering. But I was noticing as I was riding back from my mom's house, I'm not like a slug anymore, like Jabba the Hutt. It's not like I'm jelly-legged, you know, like you push as hard as you can, and it's like 100 watts, you know, like you can barely even move. Like, no, I actually had a little bit, I could feel there was a little bit of, you know, brrr, like motor, brrr, like compared to before, you know. I couldn't average a time trial at over 20 miles an hour if my life depended on it or anything like that, but way faster than I was before. So anyways, that's what I'm up to. I wasn't able to sleep last night because I was still like beat. I was still in recovery mode. But one thing, I'm going to get a little bit better, you know, keeping myself in shape as time goes on. Because you have to remember, you know, what to do at all the different times. So one thing I was doing yesterday for the first time in forever, I was doing my red lights. So back on the board with red lights. I put them over all my injured spots. And it actually made my knee hurt more, which was interesting. So maybe it was healing. I don't know, but... and then I was stretching in bed. You know, you just put your feet together and let your knees fall, and then just let gravity take care of it, and then it doesn't take any energy at all, and you're stretching, you know, there's slight pain, and then you can do it with your knees pointing in, and then do it with your legs in different positions, and just slowly but surely stretching the hips, you know. That's like the biggest muscle in your body, so that's the thing that would take the longest to stretch out. So, but it's also the easiest thing because you can do it when you're laying in bed. So before I did this video, I wanted to hold my Savannah monitor up, but I picked up his little heat pad and he wasn't there, and I saw like the tip of his tail, and I was trying to yank his tail to get him out, and he was like holding on for dear life, and I was finally like, I don't want to pull this dude's tail off. If it was a tegu, I would have, and then I would have felt so bad about it. So I just let him go, but at least that's good because it means he's not a biter. He likes to open up his mouth, but I don't think he's a biter because I've grabbed him and reached in, and he has never bit me, so I think he's cool that way. Because they have like razor sharp teeth, and they could bite your finger clean off when they're full grown, so I don't want him to be one of these spazzy lizards that's going to make me miss a finger. So, in fact, I've seen some like herpologists on YouTube, lizard keepers, and I think one of them lost a bit of his finger and stuff. Yeah, like it happens. One guy died. I saw in the news, one guy died last year, 6 months ago, because he had a Komodo. Oh God, I can't remember. It's one of those lizards. I think it's the oldest lizard in the world in terms of evolution. It was called God, I can't remember, but it's kind of like a freaky looking monitor, but they're poisonous, and it bit him while he was feeding it, and he died. Oh my God. Oh my God. So at least I don't have a poisonous lizard. My God. What are those called? Oh, it was just at the tip of my tongue. Maybe my phone will know. Where's my phone? I can't find my phone. Wasn't I just holding my phone? Here it is. That's the thing that made the noise. Okay, check this out. The poisonous lizard. Gila monster. The Gila monster. It was a Gila monster, dude. Don't freaking get a Gila monster. Jesus Christ. Anyway, maybe I think he had some kind of allergic reaction, but they're poisonous. Anyway, so I'm going to, another thing that I have to try to do is pig out. I managed to finish my calzone yesterday, and I don't know, maybe I'll get another one, you know. And I had a can of asparagus. Yeah, so I didn't eat much because I can't. So I just kind of have to graze all day long. But I was in the shower today. After I came back from my mom's house, I'm digging in her lawn. I was kind of dirty. Dude, and I was looking down, lavering up my belly. Dude, I've lost weight. I'm thinner now. I don't know how much I was. I was 188.4 pounds last week. Now I'm probably like, what, 185 or something? Was this... My goal is to probably get around to 150. If I was a bike racer, I'd be maybe 140. But if I want to be a triathlete, maybe 150. I was listening to Greg LeMond talking when I was trying to get back into biking. Just recently, he was in an interview with somebody, and he was saying that he and Bernard Hinault looked like bodybuilders compared to the bike racers today, and that if he was racing today, he'd be about 5 or 10 pounds lighter. And that also that he pedaled too slowly, and if he knew, wattage for how much, like if you're at 420 watts, you need to be pedaling at like 103 revolutions a minute. You pedal faster the more watts you do. And like he admitted that he didn't pedal fast enough and that he was overweight. So I basically admitted he wasn't as good, maybe as talented, but not as well trained, not as good as the guys today, because they just have it. They just somehow know how to, or they don't have as much of a problem just starving themselves into skeletons that can, and the bikes are faster too. So I think a lighter person would do better with a smaller, lighter bike, but back in those days with those big, heavy, clunky bikes, a heavier person maybe could have thrown that thing around easier. But anyway, and when they went up the Alpe d'Huez, they went up it in like 48 minutes, which wasn't that fast when they went up it together in 85. Greg LeMond mentioned saying it was really slow because he didn't want to drop Bernard Hinault. So that's all Bernard Hinault could do it in it. But I guess he said he had a hurt knee, but Greg LeMond thought he was going to drop. But anyway, I think the fastest girl did in 46, so it was not even as fast as that. Marco Montani did in like 36 something. I have it all on my website because it matches the Sunshine Hill climb perfectly. Like whatever time you get on either of them, they're the same. The profile is the same. It has like the vertical is the same, the distance is the same, and it even has the same like false climb a little bit down and then back up again. So it's all. The only difference is Sunshine is dirt towards the end, but but as far as times, if you compare it, so that means you can do like Tour de France right here. Anyways, I've got all sorts of unfinished projects on my website. So, how did I get onto that? Oh yeah, so I'm losing weight, which is going to help me so much. Going fat, like I was going down Lee Hill yesterday, and I slowed down really slow, and it took me forever because I'm so fat. So I wouldn't crash on this turn I did the other year in 20. But I went down, I had to stop at the T on the road, steep road all the way to the end. And dude, I had to like pull, and my bike I spent like $830 renovating, getting my bike fixed up. So everything's new on my bike now. Brand new brake discs, brake pads, and newly bled brakes. And I have enlarged brake disc in the front, bigger than stock. And I like leaned back, squeezed it almost all the way to the handlebar, dude. And I was like barely slowing down because I'm so fucking heavy. So I was thinking to myself, man, when I'm like 150 pounds, this bike's going to stop so much faster, and I'll be able to take the corners so much steeper without sliding out. Because that's why I crashed, because I took a corner like I was 155 pounds, but I'm 90 pounds. So, yeah, 1 inch of tire. Maybe that'll help that helps. Weight helps with traction with electric cars with these big, thick tires on them. I noticed my mom's tire has like sports car tires. She has the Nissan Leaf. And I looked at the tire and it was wide, like a sports car, right? Because it's heavy and it needs all that traction. So yeah, being heavy doesn't help getting around corners on a bike because you still only have an inch of dirt of rubber. But and it becomes less rubber the more you go to the side. So anyway, yeah, coming forward, I'm so out of shape. I don't expect to. I basically expect to be like a normal out of shape person, I can't. I can barely ride 20 miles, and I gotta wait 3 days. Whatever, because I'm getting better fast. So anyways, that's enough talking. I'm gonna upload this to YouTube, and I think I had even another video that I recently found. I'm gonna see if I can upload that. And I'm happy. I'm gonna title it, Road 30 Miles, but they repixelated Atlantis. And then, of course, I have to get it back into my website and change and say, oh, they pixelated again. They had it depixelated from the beginning of March to the beginning of September. So, let's see, April, April, May, June, July, August, September. Exactly 6 months. Was that like an experiment or something? Anyways, so that's good though. I'm so encouraged. Words can't describe. I got really disturbed. It was like a slap across the face. It was like, oh, Peter Thiel is the devil. Elon Musk is Satan incarnate. All of these right-wingers are gonna burn in hell for 10,000 years. This society might not survive because there's all these people thinking that they can take it upon themselves to make it so that you can't even look at the satellites that we all, our taxpayers, pay for because they get to make decisions for themselves because of their high IQs, of course. They're super high IQs. I was listening to Peter Thiel getting interviewed by Joe Rogan, and I want to try to finish the whole thing, but I couldn't barely stand listening to that moron, dude. He's like, isn't he? He's like, he seems like a carbon copy of Elon Musk. They're two doofuses who can barely talk, and he's trying to go into these like. All the reasons why people aren't having kids, and he's trying to wax poetic about like transgenderisms and homosexuals and transvestites and conspiracy theories about water. And it's like, you dumbass, it's because rich fuckers like you are sucking up all the money. Nobody can afford to have kids, dude. You're just too stupid to realize it. In like 50 years, when we have this, I guess, population problem or whatever, and everybody wants to have kids to fill in all the ghost towns, it's going to be clear as day. If you're going to have kids, you have to have the money to have the kids. Like after World War II, they taxed the rich people 90%. And that's what gave us the golden age of America. And then they took away the 90%, and now they don't tax anybody. They tax us 90%. And then nobody has money for kids. That's why the baby boomers, so many baby boomers. It's because the rich people are getting taxed 90%. But Peter Thiel is trying to figure out other reasons, like, the water has making people thinking not Christianity, and it's like, dude, why don't you just give me money? I think Peter Thiel should give me money. I just came up with that. I'm going to write him, ask him for money, because I need money from somebody. If I'm going to buy a mountain bike, a gravel bike, travel to a race. I'd love to travel to a race. Pay off my HELOC loan, $30,000 HELOC loan. Get my teeth fixed. Become a part of society, like economy, which would then in turn allow me to become part of society. Because if you're not part of the economy, you're not part of society. Like if you're not getting hired, it's almost like I can understand why homeless people break the law, And they don't even, for them to not do it is like almost impressive. It's like, you can actually live off of nothing, because I was watching a video about a dude yesterday about a dude living in a hole in New York, and he's like, yeah, it's easy to get food. You just go to the supermarkets and grab the food. Those people are awesome. They're not using any resources whatsoever. It's like they're the same thing as like an alley cat. They just scrounge while they're there, and then they don't they don't cost the taxpayer any money. I mean, those people are awesome. The people who suck are the people who gobble up all the money for, like the people who think that they need like a whole fleet of cars. All those people are going to delete their videos, by the way. I guarantee you. Like 5 years ago or whatever, a bunch of people had like, hey, I'm rich, look at all my cars. Like they thought that I was impressive. All those people, like, look at my nice house, look at my plane. They're going to delete all that stuff because it's just going to make them look like gaudy idiots. Like morons. Like, what? Like, why, though? If you have 5 of them, why did you need the 6? Instead of just give the money to somebody? And then, yeah, they wouldn't answer. They would just fade away, hide in their house, die of drug addiction, So, because they can afford it. Anyway, so yeah, good job, you guys. I'm so happy. Oof, so happy. I was scared for society. I was scared and angry, and but everything's good now, man. Depixelization of the situation, and now you can put the blame on the regular people again, right? Now it's in the power of the people. Hey, look at the picture I showed you. Look at the data. Look at the book. Look how the book connects to the data. Like all 5, 9, 8 different coincidences. And then if the people want to go, Lord and Savior died crossed for flock. I pray to Lord and Savior for heavenly bliss for eternity. You know, and then the Muslims can fuck their 70 virgins after they blow up the 7-Eleven. Whatever, at least they had the chance to see that the building was there. So, okay, so that's enough talking. I don't have the brain power to try to hook up my Strava, whatever thing, to Strava. I'll just do it later. I guess everything all the rides I ever did are saved on this. Anyway, it's pretty cool. So, yeah, I'm going to upload the video and then stretch for half hour. And I would try to lift weights here in my house, I guess, for the first time. Until I have to go to the doctor. Yeah. Alrighty, talk to you tomorrow. Wish me luck on not having ball cancer. Talk to you tomorrow. And go look at Atlantis now.